Welcome back, rulers, to the Reframe. Apologies for the delayed start. Got to love those technical difficulties on a Thursday. So, anyways, we are back to the Reframe. So, this is, of course, where we dive deeper into the principle behind the question of the week. So, this week we took on question number 9 from the 36 Questions Challenge, which was, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? So for me, my answer, as you know, was the capacity for conscious choice, the greatest gift that enables our self-mastery. And I know, that one may be a little bit odd. Most people, when they think about the things that they're most grateful for, they rattle off their family and their homes and their jobs and all of those things. And I do feel a lot of gratitude for those things as well. But the ability to actually be aware of the fact that you have consciousness and the ability to choose from moment to moment how you choose to see things, like coming to that realization is actually huge. So I am very grateful for that. It actually allows me to be thankful for some of the other things that I have in my life. And I will say that, we're going to explore today why gratitude is it's not just a nice feeling, but a necessary tool for, for living and fulfilling the golden rule, which is, of course, as you know, love thy neighbor, no exceptions. And it's the exceptions part is really the thing that really kind of gets us into the most, that causes the most difficulty, we'll say. I won't say it gets us into trouble, but it does definitely cause the most challenges for most people. I think everybody has kind of their list of people that they could rattle off as to why you are, a certain group or people is causing them problems. And so it's like, and sometimes your neighbor is actually just internal. It's not even has to be necessarily external. We tend to focus on those things as well. But let's just start with one foundational truth, right? So gratitude is not merely an emotion. It's a practice that requires conscious choice. It really is the daily decision to focus on what you have, the gifts, the opportunities, the strengths, rather than what you lack. And that could be as simple as just recognizing that every moment of your life, every moment that you are here and living, the beat of your heart, the breath that you take, the thoughts that you have, the feelings that you feel, the food that you eat, the people that you see, all of those things are miracles, and your capacity to be able to recognize the fact that those are things that you can and should be thankful for. Those are actually huge. So I would say, it is definitely a deliberate shift in perspective when you decide that you want to really look at all of the things in your life that you have to be thankful for. So, because without that shift, we easily can fall into what I call kind of the scarcity mindset trap. When you really don't spend the time to consciously focus on the things that you have in your life, even the littlest things that you have in your life to be thankful for, it's really easy to get, trapped in thinking about how, life is scarce and you are lacking and you don't have. And when you operate from a place of scarcity, you fundamentally believe there isn't enough to go around. not enough resources, not enough kindness, not enough respect. And then when you feel like there isn't enough, what do? That makes you fearful. It makes you anxious. It makes you um, judge, and you start to see your neighbors as a competitor, as a liability, as a threat. And the scarcity mindset is the engine that creates and drives the exceptions to the golden rule. It's like, when you feel like someone is taking something away from you or keeping you from having certain things, then it becomes very easy to say, hey, love thy neighbor, except for those guys, whoever they might be. And it's like, insert group that I don't like. And so, it's like, I'll love my neighbor, but only when they agree with me, and only if they respect my boundaries, and only if they vote for my party. And this is the bottom line is scarcity really builds walls. It builds it separates us. And if you believe, as I do, that we fundamentally all come from the same source. They always say that the difference between one person to the next from a DNA level is just so minute. It's like less than 1% is what differentiates one person from another. When you realize that we all come from pretty much the same source, then it makes it a lot easier to keep in mind that that they're not your enemy, and that we're all basically fundamentally being driven by some of the same things. And pretty much what the golden rule means is that you really do have to start to learn to see the other person, the people around you, not as threats. It's like, when you focus on lack, or scarcity, then that's what you receive in your life. And and I get it. It's not an easy thing to do, right? To actually consciously choose to look for ways to be thankful, or to look for um, you know the positives in negative situations. But and sometimes you got to really dig deep, but it's always there. And yeah, you do have to really kind of make the conscious choice that you are going to try and focus on that. So really, the solution to all this is the gratitude shift. When you practice gratitude for your core internal resources, which are infinite, you shift into an abundance mindset. It's like, when you recognize that we all come from this source that built everything around us. It drives everything that we see, touch, smell, hear, experience. Then you realize that you come from a source that has unlimited power, unlimited potential. And because you are a part of that, you have that too. And when you focus on gratitude and being thankful for even the little things that you have in life, it enables you to be able to see opportunities where other people may not see them. And then that is actually how you shift your mindset, and you then grow your own abundance and prosperity. So, what are these internal gifts? They are the things that no person, event, or politician can ever take from you. Your resilience to bounce back from failure, your peace of mind, and your inner calm, your ability to forgive both yourself and others, and like I said before, your breath, your heartbeat, your sense of self, you're recognizing that you are someone that is powerful and great. It's like when you know that, there's not any one person, there's not any group of people that can take that away from you. And forgiveness, forgiving yourself, and then using that to then forgive others, it becomes a powerful force of change in the world. And most importantly, it's your capacity to choose love. This internal abundance that we have available is really the core of your self mastery. So when you are grounded in this internal wealth, an external difficult neighbor, someone who challenges your beliefs or your patience or your comfort stops being a threat. It's like when you recognize and are sure and certain of the power that you have within and the power that drives everything that happens around you, then you don't feel threatened by other people, because it's like, nah, you can have yours. It's okay. I'm gonna get mine. Mine's coming. It's like my source provides for me, and again, whatever you decide that you want to call that. You call it God, you can call it Jesus, you can call it Allah, you call it whatever infinite creative source you want to refer to it as. I like to call it the light. But whatever that is for you, it's like when that's where your certainty comes from, then there's no one that's going to be able to challenge those beliefs for you. So, and instead of, those challenges that happen, you see them as opportunities. And, all of my close friends who spend any considerable time with me, I tell them all the time, it's like, yeah, it's almost funny because everybody just like, they already know what I'm going to say when they're telling me that they're having problems. And it's like, challenges are always opportunities for growth and transformation. And it's really only through having a sense of gratitude and certainty that you can make that statement, that full-throated, certain statement that, it doesn't matter what gets thrown my way. I see it as an opportunity for me to grow and transform. So again, they become a chance to test and strengthen your inner mastery and prove your commitment to the golden rule and your faith in whatever, your source, your God, your higher power, the thing that drives you. So they are not a drain on your energy. They are a weight in the gym for your spirit, right? So it's like you get to, those challenges are things that actually build up your strength. So, let's talk about the practical part of this. I think I want to pose like a reframe challenge. It's like, think about that person or group in your life that you actually find hardest to love. It's like, love thy neighbor except for insert whoever. Insert group A, insert group B, insert person here, whatever that looks like for you. Who is that person who is currently the greatest exception to your golden rule? And hold them in your mind. And I'm not asking you to suddenly feel warm and fuzzy towards them, but I challenge you to really search hard, and try to find just one genuine thing to be grateful for about that person or situation. Um, I know I have had, experiences at work, things like that, people that have challenged me, made me question whether or not I was doing a good job, things like that. And I really kind of, once I recognized kind of what was happening and why, these negative feelings were coming up, I really just kind of sat back and thought about, like, okay, what am I supposed to be getting from this? And it's funny. One of my teachers, Monica Berg, once said, sometimes what they're saying may not be true, but there is truth in what they're saying. And so trying to, first pause and not be like reactive in the moment. I've done that recently and kind of got in trouble. But, exercising your ability to pause and restrain, restrict, keep yourself from, flying off the handle, or really just kind of letting your frustration show. But taking that moment to kind of pause and then thinking about what it is that, what is it that you're supposed to get from this situation? Because again, as I said, challenges are always opportunities for growth and transformation. And you just have to be willing to see that situation that way, and then be willing to search for what is the deeper meaning and what's the deeper truth. And so, for me, especially with this, recent situation, it really was just recognizing that, I let my feelings kind of get the best of me. And sometimes, it's not a good look. And if you have desire, especially to move your career forward in any capacity, your ability to really kind of sit back and realize that it wasn't a good look for you, and to reach out and to offer an apology, that could be the thing that makes the difference between, you know, a situation becoming a career limiting situation to one where you actually end up, um, gaining a fan, right? And so we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with my current situation. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine, but but it was hard to like have to go back and make that apology, and just realize that it's an opportunity for you to learn and to not go back and do it again. So anyways, I challenge you again to just think about it for that person that triggers you, for that situation that really kind of, makes your emotions rise up. It's like, think of something, that you're grateful for about that person or that situation, and really just sometimes you got to dig deep, but there's always something there. And again, this isn't about being grateful for their actions. It's not about dismissing the fact that they've done, whatever offensive thing, but it really is an exercise in you practicing, looking for things to be grateful for, because it is a tremendous shift in your mindset when you can do that. When you can move beyond holding grudges and, you know, you realize when you let that stuff go, that's when you are demonstrating that your vessel, your ability, your capacity to be able to receive even greater things opens up, and you have that blessings can come and flow. So again, thinking for, I'm grateful for the chance this person gives me to practice patience and self-control. Be careful what you ask for. A lot of people say, oh, I want to learn how to be more patient, or I want to learn to be more trusting, things of that nature. It's like when you say you want to learn those things, the universe has a way of sending situations your way to give you practice. And so you get to decide kind of what you do with that. And again, when you see your challenges as like gifts from the universe, opportunities for you to grow your patience, grow your self-control, grow your ability to trust in another person, or grow your ability to turn and walk away. Like sometimes that's something that you should do as well. I always say it's like you don't have to do like major shifts in your life. It's like just choose something different. When you are being faced with those repetitive things, it's like the things that you would normally do, just try different and see where that leads you. So I am grateful, think about it. I'm grateful for this difference of opinion. It reminds me to listen and to check my own assumptions. You really do have the ability to kind of switch the way that you look at these situations that come about for you. I am grateful for the chance to demonstrate that my values, fairness and respect, are unconditional. When you set that as your goal, that means that sometimes you will be challenged with people that have a difference of opinion from you. And if you have said that you are committed to being fair and respectful, then, here's a challenge for you. Are you going to be able to do it? And so it's like being grateful for that opportunity to demonstrate that. Sometimes that's what you're being presented with. So this is the power of the reframe. And I know it's not just the name of my show. It really is kind of a way of life and a way of looking at the world. And the final point, which I think is the most important for every ruler to understand, is that true self mastery is not about feeling love for your enemy, but choosing to act with fairness, respect, and nonviolence towards them. Doesn't mean that you have to let them walk all over you, mistreat you, be violent towards you. Like, I'm definitely not advocating that, and would never advocate for anyone standing to be mistreated. But it is about realizing that you do get to control your actions and you get to control your reactions. And so when your actions are driven by a deep gratitude for your own moral capacity, that's what really matters, and those are the things that can come up for you if you choose when you're being faced with these things. So your feeling of love will follow the choice of action, not the other way around. A lot of times, people are like, oh, I can't love them because they don't love me. Well, no, you can, choose to be respectful and kind towards other people without them doing it to you first. You can also choose to ignore them, which I often find actually annoys people who are challenging to you probably more than actually getting into arguments with them. Like sometimes if you just are quiet and let them have their moment, and then they realize that, just how silly it's making them look, then it kind of gives them the opportunity to pause and think about their behavior as well. So, again, that is how we truly live out love thy neighbor, no exceptions, right? It moves from the golden rule, it moves the golden rule from a beautiful concept to a daily conscious act of will. And that is what we are here to do and learn, or at least that's what I'm here to do and learn. And I'm here to hopefully encourage you to do and learn the same things. And again, it takes practice. This is not something that you generally, I will say, just can pop up and do, um, just naturally. Like babies come out with their little hands like this because they want. They come out screaming and demanding that you give them, the things that they desire. And so, we learn this kind of self-centered behavior very early on. And so the point, I think, of our lives is really to learn to kind of just open up and let the abundance flow to and through you. And you won't get it if you're running around like this, and if you're running around and yelling and over talking people and things of that nature. It's like you're not gonna get there. And it's not a judgment thing. Again, it's practice. It is definitely a challenge, and it's a challenge for everybody, and everybody is going through their own individual version of it. Nobody gets to get away from it. I'm pretty sure even if you talk to some monks and stuff, they're probably they probably have their situations that they have to deal with as well. It's like only if you go and live on a rock somewhere alone, maybe you might be able to get away from it, but then you'd probably just end up fighting with yourself. So it just takes practice, and that's why we're here. And once you don't have to practice it anymore, chances are you're probably not living anymore. so again, another reason why we want to be thankful for the challenges. It's like, you're living when the challenges are coming, because it just is a part of life, and your ability to be able to do that gratitude shift about those things that you face each day will really determine how beautiful you see your life as, and just how much abundance you receive for yourself, and how much, really, the whole point is how much abundance you receive so that you can go out and share those gifts with other people. Like that's like the next phase of the whole shift in gratitude. It's like realizing that it's not about getting for myself. It's really about getting so that I can share with those around me, and to make the world around me a better place. And the more that you start to put those things into practice, and when you start to see those changes in your own life, people see the changes in you, they want to know what you're doing, and you want to go out and help and share and help those people to kind of make those shifts for themselves as well. So, anyways, I will say that takes us to the end of another segment. I've enjoyed this one. Gratitude is a big thing for me. I want to hear about your personal reframe. So, who is your challenging neighbor? And what is the one thing that you are grateful for about that situation? Like, I would love to hear your stories on that. Please share them in the comments. And again, please don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe if you want to join me on this mission of self mastery and spreading the golden rule. And of course, remember, always remember for yourself, I rule me, and you can choose to live by the rule today. Have a good one.